RAG framework, composite API, web components? Doesn't sound much like Siebel, but don't worry, you've come to the right place. Welcome to your personal monthly Siebel CRM update, brought to you by the Siebel Hub, your #1 resource for always up-to-date Siebel CRM training. It's June 2026, and Oracle has just shipped another banger release. Siebel CRM 26.6 brings the following features and enhancements to a server near you. Siebel AI RAG Framework for improved LLM responses, complete with a built-in use case for service request similarity search. A major overhaul for Siebel Open Integration, featuring composite APIs, API transformation, IDE integration, and Kafka integration. Open Search Integration, aka Siebel Intelligent Search, gets hierarchical queries and improved file handling while also supporting the new RAG framework for on-prem environments. The repository update pre-assessment report now includes information on the data layer changes, locates objects used in test scripts, analyzes UPT data, and allows for retaining customer values. The OpenUI Web Component Framework, which was introduced with 26.1, now supports more dynamic expressions and reusable components to create better UX with even less code. The formerly CSV-only analysis export for Siebel Marketing now supports custom delimiters and XML output formats. Siebel Cloud Manager gets tighter security, allowing administrators to run workloads with custom non-root users and groups. And Tomcat version hikes up to 10.1.54. Siebel AI RAG is a ready-to-use framework that grounds large language model responses in your organization's own Siebel data. Instead of relying solely on the LLM's pre-trained knowledge, RAG retrieves relevant context from Siebel records, attachments, knowledge management articles, and other enterprise sources, then augments the prompt before sending it to the model. This produces more accurate, context-aware, and trustworthy answers while eliminating the need for custom model fine-tuning. The framework operates in 2 phases. During design time, technical teams prepare data by chunking documents and records, generating vector embeddings, and storing them in the chosen vector repository, such as OCI Knowledge Base for cloud deployments or Siebel Open Search for on-premises. At runtime, an incoming query is converted to an embedding. A hybrid similarity search retrieves the most relevant chunks, combining semantic and keyword matching with optional structured filters, and the retrieved content is injected into the prompt for the LLM. The enriched response is then returned through the Siebel UI, business services, workflows, or REST APIs. The main advantage is the significant reduction in custom integration work since Oracle has pre-built the plumbing. Oracle also ships a new AI use case that depends on the new RAG framework. Service Request Similarity Search allows users to find SRs that are similar, using the current SR's data and related records, including attachments to conduct a semantic search across the indexed and vectorized data. In the official documentation, Oracle does not hold back with strong guidance around data security. RAG does not automatically enforce Siebel data access control, so only properly authorized data should be indexed and exposed. Siebel Open Integration has been introduced with Siebel 25.12. With the 26.6 release, Oracle ships several new features and enhancements for this product. Open Integration 26.6 and higher is a much more complete integration framework. The update expands beyond exposing Siebel assets as REST APIs and adds a stronger model for payload transformation, declarative orchestration, event-driven integration, and Git-backed development. The key shift is that integration behavior can now be described through configuration artifacts, JSON ATA mappings, domain-specific language (DSL) definitions, and integration flows. On the installation and design time side, 26.6 adds support for managing integration configurations from Git, generating IDE-ready artifacts, validating DSLs and schemas, and packaging completed solutions into the Open Integration runtime. The configuration model now covers external REST systems, outbound events, inbound event registration, and Kafka settings, making Open Integration better suited for enterprise integration patterns rather than only API exposure. For Siebel developers and architects, the new release adds two important runtime-facing capabilities. A new Open Integration outbound service for synchronous calls from Siebel CRM into Open Integration, including perimeter and OAuth user assertion authentication, and a new IDE workflow for developing, testing, and packaging integrations. Siebel 26.6 also has news on Siebel Intelligent Search. The new release introduces field-based search with typed operators and range queries, hierarchy-aware search across parent, child, grandchild business components, support for incremental indexing on child business components, failed indexing job resubmission for partially indexed categories, and improved attachment indexing through text chunking. On the attachment side, files larger than 5 megabytes are now supported. OpenSearch, the open-source search engine powering Siebel Intelligent Search, is also used to support the new AI RAG framework for on-prem customers, so essentially it becomes a prerequisite should you want to use the RAG framework with a local embedding engine. Operationally, 26.6 introduces a template YAML file as the new vanilla configuration baseline, which requires administrators to reconcile YAML changes and re-index after updating from pre-26.6. The release also adds external file ingestion, allowing approved unstructured documents to be imported into OpenSearch for intelligent search and RAG use cases, with clear restrictions around public or broadly authorized content because visibility-aware retrieval is not part of that path. On we go to yet another new feature, the Repository Update Pre-Assessment Report. 2026 is the year of the repo update for sure, with the Delta import replacing the full CIF import in 26.1, along with a subtle but important rebranding from Repository Upgrade to Repository Update. These changes are enabling Siebel customers with extreme customizations to merge with Oracle's countless repository updates over the past 6 years and uptake many of the new features that would be otherwise out of reach. In April, Oracle added the pre-assessment reporting tool in the form of the monthly update jar file, which customers can use to dry run the repository update and evaluate the impact in both standalone HTML format as well as new views that have been added to Siebel Web Tools. With 26.6 and higher, the monthly update report utility is enhanced and now scans for the Delta in schema changes and reports it in the Data Layer section. Oracle also added support for UPT, test automation, and multi-language reporting. Siebel 26.6 also sees various improvements in the fledgling Web Component Framework for OpenUI. This one was first released in 26.1, and the June release brings a lot of stabilization and improvements. Siebel 26.6 refines the OpenUI Web Component Framework into a clearer, more usable path for rebuilding Redwood-style Siebel experiences. The framework continues to let developers render Siebel views and applets with Oracle Jet components, but the documentation now positions it more explicitly as a declarative JSON-driven rendering model where presentation models provide Siebel metadata, data, methods, and events, while web components handle the user interface. The most important improvement is the richer JSON configuration model. Siebel 26.6 introduces reusable component definitions and better documents dynamic bindings. For Siebel developers, this means that more UI structure and behavior can be expressed declaratively with less dependence on custom physical renderer code. In the Siebel marketing area, the formerly pure CSV analysis export now supports configurable delimiters and XML output format. Oracle has also changed how the integration object for campaign load formats is defined. Siebel Cloud Manager 26.6 is also a major release with significant changes related to security hardening and GitOps. The biggest change is the ability to use custom non-root user and group IDs to run SCM resources, Siebel CRM workloads, observability workloads, and open integration components. This is especially relevant for OpenShift with regards to security context constraints. For Siebel Open Integration under Kubernetes, SCM 26.6 moves towards a cleaner Git-based deployment model. Incremental open integration updates are also better defined, allowing the open integration application image to be rebuilt and restarted. SCM 26.6 also adds OCI resource tagging for supported Siebel and observability resources. The updated SCM documentation guide includes post-update hardening procedures, expanded OpenShift monthly update guidance, refined POC catching flow, and a new procedure for configuring time zones for SCM and Siebel pods.